Texas Hill Country flooding. Our reporter Matt Dougherty is back after spending 7 days covering the flood in Hunt, Texas, which has some have called ground zero of this disaster.
Yeah, Matt, it's good to have you back with us.
Thanks.
Want to know, what was it like when you first got there and arrived compared to when you left?
Okay, so when we first got there, it was Saturday, early afternoon, and it just looked as close to a war zone as anybody could possibly describe. You know, one of the things that we didn't talk about a lot is that there are these giant piles of debris there, and those were, I mean, there were many more when we first got there, but I'm talking hundreds of piles of densely compacted debris everywhere that you turn. I mean, in the middle of the streets, everywhere. It was chaotic.
How big would you say some of those piles are? Because I think it's one thing to see it on TV, it's another thing to see it in person.
Right. The one that I got video of was about 2 stories high. I think that's actually video of it right there. So what would happen is, as the river was rushing, it was picking up everything in its path, basically cars, homes, everything you can imagine.
RVs, yeah.
Everything. And once it would hit some type of obstruction, either in the river or on the riverbanks, that debris would start to pile up. And that would happen over hours and hours, and it would just continue to stack.
I know that you watched this pile up over the days, and then you began to wonder, I wonder if people are in there, and in fact that was true.
Yeah, right. I mean, that was the one thing that I thought immediately when we got on the ground there, was that, you know, it's, you know, we're talking about, you know, all these piles, and we see all these search crews down on the river, up in the air. Why isn't anybody looking through these piles? And it took several days for that to happen.
Matt, this is a very difficult situation, regardless of the work you do, whether you're a first responder or you're a reporter. I think a lot of us are wondering, how are you doing? I'm doing
okay. A lot of people have been asking me that question, and what I think of are the parents who are going to bed tonight and they still don't know where their 10-year-old daughter is, or the mom who was holding her toddler and then he got away from her. I have no problems tonight.
Yeah, I hear you.
Gosh, putting it all in perspective for us. Matt Dougherty tonight, thank you for sharing your thoughts and your experiences. We appreciate you.
Of course.
All right, let's talk weather.